What's the story? Mourning Glory. Wouldn't you like to know? About a year ago, there was a story that went round, somewhat ironic, that if I remember correctly, it was a place in California, and a lot of properties were destroyed. And the story was that anything that was blue, a car or a plastic bin, or houses with blue roofs were unaffected, which is, shall we say, just a coincidence that what you're looking at now has a blue tarpaulin on it as a roof. That's not because I believed the story. It's just the material I had available happened to be blue. But what can we take from this story? Because it has turned out subsequently that the buildings that are left don't have blue roofs. But what came into mind at the time that this story came out, and the only reason I knew about this story was seeing it on various videos on YouTube. The colour blue, what came into the mind was a song by David Bowie called Sound and Vision. Don't you wonder sometimes about sound and vision? And then part of the lyrics of that song, this is all just off the top of my head, he sings the line, blue, blue, electric blue, that's the colour of my dreams where I shall live. So what does that mean? Well, like everything else, we're taking something in from the external, which we take in to our mind. And it is about taking things from the outside and internalising them. So we only have to look at our internal structure to find that we have arteries with the outflow of the blood, and the blue veins, which is the return flow. And blue is associated with the divine feminine, which is the subconscious, the right hemisphere of the brain. So the story that was put out, which always comes with speculation and fear, is basically an esoteric message of move over to the other side, to your subconscious, which is the creation, which is the imagination within inside oneself. That is what the blue reference is referencing. But of course, in the play out on the world stage, is more often videos effectively are a type of film, so it's like a reel to reel. So what you are getting is real lies, which possibly suggests the authors behind the story. Because all these stories are to get us to feel a particular way about something, and of course, some will run with that story, some will dismiss it. So it causes divide and conquer. But if you internalize any story, weigh it up inside yourself, just like it is symbolically symbolically referenced with the zodiac sign of Libra. If you look at that depiction, it is of a female who is blindfolding and holding a set of scales. So it is not about the seeing with the physical eyes, it is about the feeling of weighing things up inside oneself. What you have is a blueprint pattern being shown to you here. One of many. It is said there is a grand architect. Well, what do architects work with? Blueprints. And it is about pattern recognition with all these stories which are collectively called conspiracy theories. And more often than not, they can turn out to be untrue, or there will be such a thing as disclosure, which will further validate and further lure people in to what is the devil in the detail. I can't remember the exact location, the place name where this happened. And to be honest, it's irrelevant anyway, it's just a minor detail. It's the bigger picture of what is being shown and weighing it up inside oneself. So the interpretation I'm giving you, the intention behind that is for you to see things as they are, weigh them up inside yourself, and lose the fear. Because again, we can go internally. What the conscious mind imports, there is then a communication with your subconscious, which then has a direct effect on the physical body, which will alter the chemical structure of every cell in your body. And if you are importing something where you're feeling fear, imagine what you are doing to your body. You are setting yourself up for the right conditions for dis-ease. It is taking you out a place of feeling the ease, giving you something to be fearful about, something to worry about when there is nothing to fear at all. So that is what I see and how I interpret the story of the Blue Roofs. Make of it what you will. You may agree with it, you may not. But that is where free will comes in. If you wish to carry on believing in what are basically unsubstantiated details, if it's true about a photograph doesn't lie, but the caption that goes with it can totally change what you're seeing in a picture, would that not also apply to film footage and videos and the commentary that goes with it? Make of it what you will, but would it not be preferable to not feel discomfort from something, a story that is external, and find that inner knowing inside oneself and bring about a balance between what is shown to you externally and how you feel about the things internally, because that will affect your physical health from the thoughts that you generate.